Good evening, and thank you for tuning into Sacred Rose Tarot 1111. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. This helps grow the channel. Also, please remember that although these messages are timeless, not all messages are going to resonate, so take what resonates and leave anything that doesn't. Never try to force anything to fit. We are all on our own unique individual journey, and so sometimes it's just not going to resonate. All right. Today we are finishing up our series of 6 Ascended Masters, and we have saved Freya for last, but certainly not least. And she carries Raven Spirit. Let's see. We have 2 cards for her that came from the Shaman's Dream Oracle card deck. 9 and 3 plus 6 is 9. So we have synchronicity. You may be seeing 999 or 99. Or any number or sequences of 3s, 6s, and 9s. That's the God number, 369. And I believe there's healing frequencies for 369, or possibly 936, 936. So we'll dive right in. And just a reminder, we have the cards that we're going to talk about in this video come to us from the Shaman's Dream Oracle card deck by Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron Reed. We also will finish up with the Elemental Oracle card deck by Stacey DeMarco. And we will read Freya's card from the Keepers of Light Oracle card deck by Kyle Gray. First, let's take another look at her card. It says here, there is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. The first thing I notice about her card is this massive moon behind her and this raven. All right, so let's see what it says here. Freya, which means lady, is the Norse goddess of the moon and love. She is the twin flame of Odin and a warrior goddess who offers deep spiritual and physical protection to those who call on her. She will stand before you with her shield and spear, keeping you safe from harm. She works closely with moon energy and helps us recognize that our life is a cycle that is always changing. She herself is the maiden, the mother, and the crone aspect of all women, and guides them to see the wisdom these cycles bring. We all go through phases and cycles of growth, and Freya is the energy that supports this. She has a raven spirit totem, which is said to represent her capacity to travel between heaven and earth. The extended message says, a phase of your life may be coming to an end, but it's important to acknowledge it's not the end. When one door closes, another opens. You may have been desperate for change, but now that it's here, you could feel vulnerable. Know that the mighty goddess Freya will guide you. Illusions are now being revealed so that you can leave behind anything that is false. Step into your peaceful, warrior-like energy and welcome the changes you deserve. Tie up all loose ends and take heart. This is an exciting time. Okay. Make sure there's nothing on this other page. Oh, okay, we're good. Well, that's very interesting. Very interesting. All right. And we have dances on one foot, a balancing act. And it looks like almost like a ballerina made from a moth, the wings of a moth, and like it looks like flower petals or leaves. Very green and earthy. Let's read this card. Let's see, number 9. Dances on one foot. Balancing act, resourcefulness, saying yes to life. Okay. When dances on one foot shows up, you are called to find a new balance. Just as a dancer moves gracefully into each pose, no matter how precariously balanced a step might seem, you must bring equanimity to the situation before you, no matter how thorny or difficult a relationship seems. You must bring equanimity to the situation before you, no matter how thorny or difficult a relationship seems, okay? If you are putting too much effort into managing your life, work, relationship, family, and digital media, you are missing the point. You have to be dancing while juggling your entire life, knowing that at any one time, half of it is going to be up in the air. Okay. Maybe that's a little bit about releasing control. Okay. Maybe it's doing more observing and being present and allowing, being receptive, embodying Empress energy. Let's see. It's not that you're doing too much and find it impossible to catch up. Rather, it's that you're confusing readiness with preparation. Oh, okay. You will never, ever be fully prepared for all the challenges in life, but you can be ready to say yes to a new invitation the universe offers you. Live in a state of yes to spirit and no to everything not infused with life, romance, vitality, and the sacred. You will be surprised by how quickly your load lightens when you hold true to this lesson. That is very interesting because the message before Freya was the divine director, and his part of his message talked about setting boundaries. When you say no, when you really want to say no. If you don't want to do something, don't say yes to it, because there's a little bit of a self-betrayal that happens with that, and then it could breed resentment. So saying yes to life, yes, this is true. But that's living life and bringing balance back into your life and having fun, right? And doing the things that are important. So if you want to say no to something, say no to the things that are not infused with life and romance, vitality, and the sacred, because those are all higher dimensional things. High vibrational. Yes, now I get it. Thank you, Freya. High vibrational. Say yes to the things that are high vibrational. All right. Beautiful. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Okay. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your mission. So you're ready for accomplishing a goal of some kind. When it feels like you're losing your balance, do not contract, holding your arms close to your chest, for you will fall. Instead, reach out and extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steadying hand. Let the universe catch you. Dance with the universe. I'm hearing dance with the universe. Sway and bend and flow. Okay. Very interesting. The next card, 36, 3 plus 6 is 9, says lost in space, needing direction. So I'm guessing this has something to do with the balance that we're talking about. So we have a lot of wings going on. And she looks almost like she's in between, maybe in the dream state, or in between the spaces, in between realms. Maybe you do a lot of astral traveling. Let's see what this is about. It's a very pretty card, though. It's very, like, dreamy. Maybe it's Plutonian. Let's see what we have here. Sometimes in life, we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely changing for the better. Yes. So we are in the in-between. In the in-between, we are up-leveling. So there is a vulnerability in that space, in that liminal space. Don't get stuck in it. Just keep pushing through it. And when you get to that space, you'll feel, it's almost like when you move through it, it's almost like you can feel like you're going through a grid, like this liquid blanket almost that kind of goes over you. And then when you're almost all the way through, you'll feel kind of like spider webs, maybe. It's like kind of the feeling, like silk webs. And then you break through, like birthing a new creation. Okay. I see. A part of us hidden in the vast expansiveness of space wants to sabotage our process, our progress. That could be limiting beliefs. So make sure you're taking those captive and releasing those into the universe with love and replacing them with positive thoughts, right? In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable as we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You are becoming something new. Up-leveling, new creation. So you keep going through that liminal space. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is redirect your perspective of time. Okay? Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. Future and past. Only think about the next 24 hours and be in the present moment. Take heart that the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You will find your energy and focus restored as you recognize that you were never lost at all. You're merely up-leveling, you're growing and being birthed into a new creation. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. If you need rest, rest. I'm getting big time Four of Swords. If you need sleep, sleep in. If you need to take a day off work, take a day off work. If you need to turn off the TV and just sit in quiet and peaceful meditation, do that. If you need to have the kids go to grandma's or their friend's house for a little while and just get a little break for you and just have some me time, then do it. You need to take a salt bath, cleanse and purify, meditate, drink lots of water. I'm hearing moon water. Drink your moon water. Set intentions for your water to be healing and nourishing and replenishing. There's a lot going on underneath the surface right now with this up-leveling. That's why you're feeling tired. It's almost like, I think of the butterfly in the cocoon, in the chrysalis. It's shielded away from everything, but it's literally being broken down into basically butterfly soup. It's an organism that was a caterpillar, and it's being completely deconstructed into this soup, and then it's going to be reconstructed into this new, beautiful, flightful, fancy being with wings. It's going to be something completely new and beautiful and different. And so that takes a lot of energy. There's a lot going on in that, restructuring all the DNA, putting everything back together. And so that's happening to you in this space, this up-leveling. And it's not the first time you've gone through this. In fact, we've had readings probably as recent as 3 or 4 months ago, maybe even 2 months ago, where there was another up-leveling happening. So you have been doing up-leveling, level up, consistently. And remember, if you've seen this recording about Mahavatar Babaji, the universe sees your work and is very proud of you and loves you very much and sees all of this effort you've been putting in. It's amazing, you guys. Super, super deep. You may have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, because this is like deep, 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 going into the depths of who you are at your core. Wow. I'm hearing you may have Scorpio moon, but it could be any real predominant placement. Okay, I've saved these elemental cards for the last part. So if you have not watched all 6 videos, I would encourage you to do so. There's a lot of information. It's all tying in to this final recording here. So we'll go through number 1. We have expansion. We have soul expansion. This is reiterating the soul expansion. North. I'm hearing true north, your North Star. This is your guidance. I'm going to set this with Mahavatar Babaji. We have the colors are all matching up and lining up, very synchronistic. Card number 1 in this deck. Let's go through. I might not read all of it just because I don't want to really go too long. I just hit on some highlights. Says, be guided, but do your research. Focus and honesty is needed to overcome obstacles. You know. You know your true north. Oh, there we go, true north. So be brave about the next steps. We may have a number of purposes in life, not just a single one. It is time for true adventure. All right. So, and our next card out is number 40, building atoms. This makes me think very much about this one, like we're in some sort of primordial soup being reconstructed, building. Our atoms are being restructured, and it almost looks like planets. And then she's holding the earth here, and she's got this, like the sun up here. So we're in a major reconstruction phase, being reconstructed, newly created into something completely different, and co-creating with the universe, because Mahavatar Babaji, we talked about that during that recording. So, and that's number 4. I'm going to put this right over here because we're in this liminal space. Number 4 is stability, grounding. It's like giving you a new foundation. Let's read 40 real fast. 40. All right. Everything is connected by the same building blocks of matter. You are electric and vibrating in motion. Being stagnant in your beliefs and growth is unnatural. Building and changing is natural. There is room for infinite variety. So it reinforces that up-leveling, that being newly created and newly fashioned and formed into a new being. We have 6. We have the sun and light. That's very beautiful. I'm going to set this right over here with this I am presence, because it's just overflowing with this beautiful colors, these beautiful colors. And card number 6 says, be grateful for what you have right now. Every day brings new possibilities and opportunities. Concentrate on building your vitality and health. Shine a strong light upon the dark corners. Honesty and transparency are vital at this time. And that makes perfect sense because we were talked about authenticity. So 100% honor your authenticity, authentic self. 25, voice, speaking your word. That is beautiful. I love that. So beautiful. And I'm going to put this right here, right in the middle. So I feel like it's vibrating with the whole resonance, the whole frequency. There's a whole new frequency. We're on the God frequency, 369 God numbers, 936 frequency, 936 hertz. Look it up. Listen to it. There may be something there for you. Speaking your word, use your voice, speak up, sing your song out to the universe. It's often not what you say, but how you say it. Speak plainly and tell your story. In fact, I was just called yesterday to sing out a tone. I didn't sing out in words. I was singing out in a tone, a frequency. It was like, ah. And I would hold it and it would just echo throughout the walls in the house. And it was just a beautiful sound. And it felt like it was rebalancing some of my chakras. I'm getting over some sort of a chest cold situation. So I felt like it was also vibrating all of that out and getting the last remnants of that out. So there's something to that. All right, we have 44. Connection, the biome. It's all connected. I'm going to leave that one right here because we're building something new. And let's see what card 44 says. I like all the green on that. It's very pretty. Connection. The world is greater than the sum of its parts. You are asked for synergy at present. Be aware of the needs of others. You are a part of the same whole. Consider working more closely with your community. Okay, that's very nice. Once you come out of your cocoon and you spread your little wings, butterfly, and they're all dry and you're ready to fly, yes, that is lovely. Help your community work together. We are one. The whole Christ consciousness, the universe, the God source, is one, and that's our ultimate love and our connection with each other is the fact that we are united as one. So honor that. It's beautiful. Oh, look at this one. 9, power, volcanoes. 9 is fulfillment. That is like raw energy. Wow. Wow. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to set that right here. I'm very drawn to put it next to Michael. So maybe we'll do this. We'll move more Almoria here. We'll put Michael here. We're going to set this card right there. There we go. Yes. Oh yeah, flows very beautifully. Okay, number 9. Card number 9. 9. Maybe you're seeing numbers 999. Oh, and look, we have 9 and 9, and there's another 9. Beautiful. Power. Old grudges should be released and let go. Heavy energy hurts us. Should we hold it for too long? Allow your anger to flow through you rather than saving it all up for an explosive release. Reformation may be necessary. Sometimes the greatest powers are hidden from view. You have the power to create or destroy. Wow. 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 That is massive. Oh my gosh. So yeah, you can explode like a volcano. We don't want to do that. You can create and build up or destroy. That reminds me about our words and why, similar to, not being able to put toothpaste back into the toothpaste tube once it's squeezed out, right? Once we say words that we're going to regret, hurtful words to another person, especially if we do that with the intentions of wounding that person, we can't take those words back. It's already been said and the damage has been done. However, we don't have to live in that. We don't have to remain in that kind of energy. We don't have to destroy and tear down and break down and harm and hurt and injure others with our words. We can choose to change that, ask for forgiveness, or forgive others if that's wherever you fall on that, and then build up. Change your thought process, change how you speak to others, because remember, we are speaking to each other. We are one. We are Christ consciousness, unity consciousness. We are all facets of the same creator. So why would we want to hurt ourselves, right? And that's why it's so damaging to the collective, to individuals in the collective. And that's why so many people have so many traumas to heal. But this card is a great reminder. We can build up and create together and be stronger together and love one another, or we can be hurtful and harmful with our words and destroy and crush and break and maim and hurt and injure. We have the power to build up or to destroy. Whew, that was powerful. Man, okay. Last card out is attraction, magnetism. 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 is completion of cycles, stepping through a new portal. We had 1010 with Mahavatar Babaji because each one of these pages, 2 different books, they came from 2 different card decks. That was 82 and that was 82. How synchronistic is that? And so 1010, 8 plus 2 is 10. We had 2 10s. Completion of cycles, here's another 10. 999, fulfillment, completion of cycles. This is a new thing. This is big and massive. I can't wait to hear, you guys, what is happening in your lives. Please, please, please share so that we can build our collective and encourage each other. So I'm going to look up 37, and then we're going to close out. Magnetism. Know your values and needs so you are more aware of what your true attractions are. Do not run with the herd. Notice what or who you attract. Is this your intent? If you're attracting, let's say, for example, you're a single person and you want to be coupled up and you want a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever. You just want another person. You want a person. And you're like, man, another loser. How did I attract this guy? What is up with that? Why do I keep attracting? I've heard it so many times from other people. Why do I keep attracting this type of person into my life? Well, You just said it. That's the answer. Why do you attract that person into your life? That type of person, that type of energy. Because remember, all things are energy. We are all energy. Now, I will say this about energy, and I know if you've been watching the channel for any period of time, you know this. It's not the first time I've said it. Thoughts are things, and what we think about, we bring about. And where attention goes, energy flows. So if we're focusing on something, that's where the energy is going to go. Even if we're focusing on something we don't want to have, what's happening? Well, the subconscious doesn't know you don't want it. All the subconscious hears is, that's where your focus is going. That's what I'm going to give you more of. So that's where, if you find yourself as being one of those people that says, why am I attracting this kind of person? That's why. You're infusing energy, thinking about it, and thoughts are things, and what we think about, we bring about, and so you're thinking about the wrong thing. Now what you have to do is, and of course this is completely optional, you can do it, you don't have to do it, I'm just saying what I would recommend, consider, or at least try, focus on what you do want. That being said, if you come from an anxious attachment style, or maybe, what do you call the other one? I think they're runners or something, avoidant attachment style, something like that. It's going to be a little bit weird and seem very different and unusual when you do attract the right kind of person that's different from the usual, quote unquote, person, because maybe they just seem a little bit boring, or maybe it just seems a little bit too easy, or it's like you're hanging out with your best friend and you're like, oh, this is kind of weird. Where's all the excitement? Where's all the mystique and the different highs and lows of the emotional roller coaster? Where's all of that stuff? Well, as it turns out, that is a signal that tells you that you're actually healing those types of attachment styles. And so you're actually recalibrating and normalizing. And so it might seem a little bit unusual or even weird. And you just kind of got to ride with the flow. You got to go with it, give it a chance. I mean, obviously, if you're not compatible, you're not compatible. That's just going to be the end of that, right? When we're talking about relationships and like romantic relationships, that kind of stuff. Platonic, whole different thing. But if you're talking about a romantic partnership, and this maybe one or both of the partners had a certain type of attachment style that maybe was considered a little bit less than normal or other than healthy, and then they try to get back into a normal, healthy relationship, it might seem a little bit weird. It might seem a little boring at first, but that's actually part of the healing process. So if any of that resonates, you might want to give it a chance. Seek your guides, obviously. And if you feel like you might need professional help, talk to a professional, read a book, whatever, you know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you how to fix something, but I'm just saying what the energy is coming through right now, what I'm channeling through right now, that is the message. So I'll say it one more time. For the people in the back, magnetism, what you attract. Know your values and needs so you are more aware of what your true attractions are. Do not run with the herd. Notice what or who you attract. Is this your intent? Think about it. Are you attracting what you intend? What are your intentions? What do you want? There is always nemesis, which is opposite energy. So don't think about the things you don't want. Think about the things you do want, right? Energy to any endeavor you might take. This should not bother you as it is natural law. It's basically opposites, right? Don't think about the opposite. Think about what you want. So focus on that. Write it down. You know, there's a great app. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's called the Parrot app. Download the Parrot app for free. Record yourself saying affirmations, saying what you do like, what you do deserve. What are the good things you want in your life? What are your dreams? What are you manifesting? Those things. Say it and then play it back to yourself. Put your headset on when you're cleaning the house, vacuuming or whatever, mowing the lawn, whatever. And just replay that back to yourself. And so you're hearing it, that repetition, it gets ingrained in us and we hear it every day. And then we're like, oh yeah. And it gets easier and easier and easier because, and I'll say it again, what we think about, we bring about. Thoughts are things, and where attention goes, energy flows. Energy is a form of currency. So you're investing into what you're telling the universe, what you want, whether you're doing it on purpose or not. So always, always, always guard your mind, guard your thoughts, and make sure to infuse that energy, spend your currency on the things you want in your life. Intention is everything. Intention is everything. Okay? All right, I hope this message resonated. I would encourage you guys, please go back, watch all 6 videos. This is a great message. I love how it all tied in together at the end. We are up-leveling. If this resonates, congratulations. We are up-leveling, and it's beautiful energy. It's so lovely, so warm and inviting. And yeah, I love it, and I'm down for it. I'm here for it. All right, thank you all for tuning in. Love and light. Take care.